There is a part of our planet that has never seen a sunrise, buried beneath kilometers of ocean and reachable only with machines. Down here, light is swallowed whole, sound bends in ways we can't explain, and creatures exist that look nothing like life as we know it. But the horror isn't just what's alive down here, it's what isn't. Deeper regions of the ocean are empty, silent and lifeless, as if something keeps them that way. And yet, DNA drifts in the water, fragments with no body, no source, no explanation. Just deep water that is shrouded in permanent darkness. We begin where sunlight still dances across the waves, the shallow seas. Here, the ocean is alive with color, schools of fish weaving between rays of light, coral reefs painting the seafloor, and plants reaching upward like gardens beneath the water. This is the ocean most of us know, the scuba diver's paradise, filled with movement, life, and light. But as vibrant as it is here, this is only the surface story. For every meter deeper we go, light fades, pressure rises, and life begins to change in ways few of us can imagine. Diving to these parts become life-threatening if you are not careful. As the light above us begins to fade, the ocean shifts in color. The clear blue turns deeper, darker, and colder. We are currently at 1,000 meters. The sunlight zone is gone, and we've entered the twilight zone. Here, shadows rule. The water is colder, oxygen begins to faint, and creatures must adapt to survive near darkness. One of the most fascinating among them is the ctenophore, a single-celled organism that spreads across the seafloor, building intricate, alien-like structures from the grains around it. Drifting further, we see how even in this vast darkness, life finds a way, glowing, shifting, and adapting like the living prisms of the deep. The ctenophore drifts beside us, fading into the dark. We're deeper now, 2,500 meters. The water isn't blue anymore. It's black. It's alive. Then the beam hits something. It's coral, but it's not coral like we know it. These shapes twist as if they're breathing. Their colors faint and wrong. Threads move where nothing should move. Even the rock beneath them seems to tremble, like it's waiting for us to blink. The depth gauge keeps falling, 3,000 meters and counting. The light barely holds. The black folds in on itself, endless and heavy. But wait a second. Close your eyes for a moment. When you look into the dark long enough, something begins to take shape. Not clearly just a suggestion of movement where nothing should. That being said, if you were lowered into this place with no protection, your body wouldn't survive the first heartbeat. The pressure does not crush slowly. It implodes. Your ribs collapses on themselves like glass under a hammer. Your organs burst before you feel pain, and the sea swallows what's left without a sound. It's not the depth that kills you. It's the moment the ocean decides you don't belong here. And yet, in that darkness, these are the few that endure the abyss. Delicate forms float through the water, each moving with quiet grace. Colors shift and shimmer as creatures drift gently in the current. Tendrils sway, fins flicker, and shapes pass slowly by, revealing the subtle rhythm of this underwater world. Every undulation feels soft and unhurried, a continuous, mesmerizing flow that carries the eye from one fascinating form to the next. Light dances across the surface, casting gentle patterns that disappear into the depth. We get to 4,000 meters, or 13,123 feet. We have now entered the abyssal zone, a layer of the ocean that receives no light from the surface at any time. At this depth, the pressure is high enough to deform metal, and anything not built for your body in these conditions is destroyed quickly. The human body would not survive long enough to be recognizable. Only a narrow group creatures can function here, and they do so with slow movement and minimal energy. At 4,000 meters, the water presses heavily on all surface. The hydrostatic pressure is more than 400 times the atmospheric pressure at sea level. What that means is, for every 10 meters of water above you, an additional unit of pressure is added. With 4,000 meters of water overhead, the force pushing on every surface is very high. Unprotected human bodies and standard equipment cannot withstand this load. Only reinforced submersibles and robotic vehicles designed for deep sea can operate under these conditions. This far down, where no light has reached for millions of years, we find traces of us. Twisted metal from lost research probes, torn cables from failed telecom lines, and fragments of debris that somehow sank all the way to the abyss. Human mistakes reach places humans cannot. The ocean holds what passes into these depths beyond reach and covers it from the world above. And yet again we descend deep beneath this point, past the known depths where one would naturally touch the ocean floor, all the way down to an astonishing 11,000 meters. The Mariana Trench lies in the western Pacific Ocean, east of the Mariana Islands and close to Guam. It is a long, arc-shaped depression carved into the ocean floor, extending for more than 2,500 kilometers with steep walls that drop sharply from the surrounding seafloor. The trench marks one of the most extreme points of vertical distance on Earth, separating the ocean surface from depths that remain largely inaccessible to direct observation. Below a few kilometers of water, daylight disappears completely, and the environment transitions into a zone of continuous cold, heavy pressure, and near-total isolation. The trench maintains consistent pressure and temperature. Organisms navigate this isolated zone, shaped entirely by the demands of their surroundings. Their bodies are built to withstand immense pressure, and they have evolved specialized traits that allow them to survive and function in these extreme depths. However, in 1960, ocean explorer Jacques Piccard and U.S. Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh descended in the bathyscaphe Trieste to the Challenger Deep, almost 11 kilometers below the surface. It was the first time humans had ever reached the deepest point on Earth, a silent world of darkness where no sunlight or life could follow, proving that even the most extreme parts of the ocean could be explored. Over 50 years later, filmmaker and explorer James Cameron returned to the Challenger Deep, and this time he did so all alone inside the Deep-Sea Challenger. In 2012, he became the first human to make a solo dive to this great depth, capturing the Hadal Zone on camera for the very first time. across every expedition so far. Only a handful of dives have ever reached the Challenger deep. From the Trieste in 1960 to James Cameron in 2012, to modern robotic landers and research subs, each mission has added a small piece to what we know about the trench. But most of it is still unmapped and unexplored. The deepest point on Earth remains one of the least studied places on the planet, and every descent is still considered an experiment. As technology improves, new missions will continue to return, slowly building the first real understanding of the world at the very bottom of the ocean.